My beautiful stars, reading time. So we are going to do a good old how you think the person on your mind feels versus how they really feel. So this collective, you could be questioning your intuition. You could feel like you're going a little bit toot when it comes to the person on your mind. So first I just want to quickly see your perception of this connection to make sure this is your collective, and then we'll break it all down. All right, main collective, your perception on this current connection. Wow. So you're seeing this as a 10 of coins. That's probably one of the most positive cards in this deck. But you've got 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay. So you definitely are viewing this person as life partner energy. Someone that you want to build that foundation and family structure with. Someone that you... This is also a card of marriage for me, but 10 of coins. Maybe you've, been under the impression as well that you guys could really end up being a power couple for this world. But you're seeing this is a little bit out of control right now. It's definitely overwhelming you. Sometimes you question if it's even worth it, and maybe you should try another approach. Let it be trying to connect to someone else, or maybe you question the approach you guys have had towards one another. For you to have 10 and 9 of coins, I just feel this is a big point here. There's something about pentacles, there's something about achievement, there's something a lot of financial gain can really be created in this connection. But I will say as well, I see that 9 of Pentacles. She's kind of my independent queen. So maybe this person has really taught you a lot of lessons about independence, especially if... because, I don't want to say because of this person, but you have found since meeting this person, you've really started to develop your path in life. You've started to become quite financially successful. You've tapped into your birthright. Whatever the case may be, first cards, 10 of coins, 9 of wands, 9 of coins, 9 of wands in reverse. This person's definitely taught you some strength. But just this in itself is quite, we've got 2 positive, 2 negative. So positive, negative, positive, negative. I wouldn't say negative, but more of an overwhelmed emotion, strength in reverse. So even though deep in your core, you really do have belief that this could be something of permanence and something that could build great structure long term, it also makes you feel inadequate. It makes you question yourself, your self-esteem, your self-worth. And I guess that really ties in with this 9 of Wands in reverse. This collective, you clearly hold on to the potential of what may be, but there's clearly a frustration here and a lack of confidence. For anyone to make you feel a little bit inadequate and make you question your self-worth, self-respect, self-value, that's heartbreaking. You could think that this person really struggles with these qualities themselves. They don't see themselves and their potential in life. But I think this collective, especially if you feel that about them, I always say if you're projecting out an emotion on someone, they're this, they're that, they struggle with self-esteem, believe it or not, it's the same with the external physical signs we get. There's actually things internally for you that you embody the same things. So this self-doubt, yes, you could think they hold themselves back, especially if you are this, that there's a bit of intimidation by you and the success or the person you are in life. But I think just as much as you think this person has self-doubt, you clearly have doubt yourself. One more for your top row. Okay, so there has been stillness, but you see it is a 7 of coins. And this is your inner soul. So this isn't just, this is your perspective that's imprinted here, right? So deep down, when you're not overthinking, when you're not overanalyzing, I always say that 7 of coins, yes, it's very still. It teaches us patience, but it's not there. Reminds me a lot of the Hanged Man, actually. It's germinating, it's planting seeds, preparing for our harvest season, preparing for those things to come into fruition. So even deep in your soul, when you're not overthinking, you truly believe the stillness here is preparing you for something great, especially with this 10 of coins and this 9 of coins here. Perseverance, long-term view, coming to fruition, harvest season, investments, but patience. And maybe you've invested a lot of time. Let's put this upright. You've probably endured here for a long time. You've really held the line here. If your deep inner soul believes these things, we just need to shift these two, because that's clearly your block in your soul. Without you even, I always say what we focus on, we create. And this collective, this is so positive. And like when you're in belief and you're not stressing, like if this could just be more of a permanence in your soul, but your mind and your inner soul is so 50-50. So where there's so much beauty, there's also so much doubt. Okay. So it's unfortunately your poor overthinking mind that creates blockages, believe it or not, especially if you resonate this to be a divine, a soul connection. You've been waiting, you believe you're going to be a power couple, you've achieved so much, you tapped into your birthright. These little details here, you feed into your threads. I talk about divine connections here all the time. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit. So with this 10 of coins underneath, you've got 2 of swords in reverse. This can be a very positive card in general. It means you're seeing things clearly. But this specific deck is really about stop, do not cross, clear warning. It's more of an acceleration of that big red fat stop sign. I want one more for that. But then I think it's more of the positive outlook of you do believe that this is something that can really flourish long term, that you guys are going to find common ground, that you're going to solve all the problems that have been put into place here. You're going to find harmony, okay, situations resolved, finding common ground, solutions. You're going to find solutions to the problems that have really kind of been bound to you and this connection. Okay. That's not bad. So you do have a cosmic shift within the next month coming with this 9 of Wands in reverse. So this out of control, should I retreat? Should I try another approach? Is this even worth it? So clearly the overthinking, the acceleration of sometimes negativity, it's a phase that this collective is clearly going through. But within the next month, next full moon, you're going to come into more emotional awareness about this. You're going to have an emotional climax. You're going to move on from this. Okay, this is going to complete out of your cycle. So you're going to have a world energy over this. So that's very positive. So that makes me think as a reader intuitively, this could actually come from some form of physical kind of interaction. Like I feel you're either going to find something out or this person might appear. There's something here, even though it's coming cosmically, that's going to make you, to complete this out of your cycle, that's something pretty big that's going to come over you. Because I think this collective, this is probably one of this and this strength in reverse, they're your biggest blocks. So your whole journey, you would fall in and out of this Like what I'm trying to say, I just can't, and it does happen. I do say sometimes you wake up and it's like Tinkerbell just comes and sprinkles fairy dust over you as you sleep, and you wake up with this new motivation or this new thought pattern. I do believe that can happen. But from what I'm feeling, I don't think you're just going to wake up one morning and just remove this. I think it's coming from something in your physical 3D that is, and I will confirm everything, that is going to make you finally release this stress. So there it is, confirmation. Me personally, when I see a tower in reverse, it's not external chaos, it's the internal destruction that we need to evolve. And that's what I said with this Nine of Pentacles. This collective, this person made you tap into your true birthright, made you really start working on your independence in life and thrive in your independence. They matured you emotionally. They made you tap into your self-fulfillment. It's very nice. You definitely learn a lot of internal lessons because of this connection. Strength in reverse. So I think you doubt if they've moved on, if they're having the time of their life. This is where that is such a surface level emotion. But when you get self-doubt and your self-esteem and you feel inadequate, you could really either think this person's just having the time of their life. They don't think about this. They chose friendships over this. They chose to kind of live their very 3D kind of life over this connection. But this is what makes you question yourself. But this is also a card of reunion. So I think as well, you question your reunion at times. This is beautiful. So you do believe after time, this Seven of Coins, you're going to get forgiveness here. Both of you forgive each other for whatever has happened, especially if you think it's divine, everything's destined. But that there will be change, ready to move on from the past, healing, letting go of the burdens that once were. This isn't bad. The two rows here that you are blocking you a little bit are these two. Everything else is really beautiful. I do think this can be 50-50 though at times. Sometimes you feel a little bit crazy feeling this Ten of Coins, but you do pull yourself up and do believe that you will find common ground in this energy. There is a reason I said this collective. I feel you've had intuition. You're meant to be some form of power couple in the world. And I always say you can't have a power couple with one powerful person. And maybe this is sometimes where your doubt comes in, because this is coming to my mind very clearly. If you haven't seen this person thriving in their success, thriving in their Nine of Pentacles, and this is just something you've envisioned, their potential, I think sometimes maybe that makes you question, well, how will we come together and do this? What would it be? Like, especially if you feel you're on very different paths currently, okay? But quite quickly, you soothe this one. This isn't the biggest thing. It's these two here. But one of them, we've got something releasing by the next full moon next month. This one here, you compare too much. You don't see yourself enough. That's to do with your worth. That's to do with your value. If you were programming in your mind, you think this person chose everything else but you don't see yourself properly. Especially if you're under the impression they chose just, I want to be single to have a good time. I want to be with the boys. I want to be with the girls. That's not a healthy approach. And this is something, when this comes over you, you need to be on top of it and positively affirm that away with self-love, affirmations, mirror work. Okay.